Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Wind Lacquer. In today's video we are jumping into part 29 of this huge estate haul of nail polish that I got on Facebook Marketplace. This is actually our second to last tote, and this is one of the bigger totes, so this has a ton of polish in it. The last tote that we have left is a smaller tote, maybe not quite half this size, but definitely smaller than this one. This is going to be our second video of this tote. We actually did a sort of a duo in the last video where we finished up one tote and then started this one. So we still have a lot of good ones to find in this tote, I can tell. So I'm excited to see what else we're going to find in this very big tote. We've already pulled a few new to me brands. We had a couple of Illamasquas in here, and I think I see a couple more. Where was that other one? I thought I saw, yeah, there's another one over here. So there's at least two more that I can see right off the top. Plus, like I said, this is a very deep tote. You can't see my hands. It's a very deep tote. So we're just going to dig in without further ado. The first polish is from Stardust Polish, and this is SPLGC number 1. This is a white, maybe even a light gray Crelly. It's got a purple shimmer. You can see that nicely on camera. There's also some aqua and dark purple metallic glitters as well as silver hollow. I think this would look really cute on the nail, and I think it's one that we haven't run into before. We have actually been finding quite a lot from this brand. It's probably second or third in how many bottles we've found for a single brand in this series so far. But yeah, I don't think we've come across this one, so this is going to go in the keep pile. That is Stardust Polish SPLGC number 1. Next up, ooh, we've got another Cult Nails. This has been one of the brands that I have been super excited to find in this haul. And we have another bottle of Hypnotize Me. So I have actually allowed myself to keep one of these already. Trying to find it. Yeah, it's in my favorites over there. But I'm only allowing myself to keep one of them because I do already have a bottle of this. It was one that I did track down because I saw a swatch of it and I really wanted it. But I don't need 3 bottles of it. So the one on the right is the one that I already have in my keep pile. The one in the left is the bottle that we just pulled. Plus, somewhere in the D-stash tote, we have another one. We have another one. So yeah, someone really liked this polish and I do not blame them. This is a beautiful polish. So like I said, one is going to be back in the D-stash. I'm allowing myself to keep the one as a backup because like I said, I do already own a bottle previously. I don't need 2 backups. I really don't. The likelihood of me going through a full bottle, let alone 2 or 3, is really unlikely, but it's just one of those things that since I discovered the concept of backup bottles, it's sort of given me FOMO about running out of some of my limited edition polishes like this because the brand doesn't make polish anymore. So in any case, this is going to go in the D-stash. I'm going to make myself do that. It's going in the D-stash. Some of these I might end up changing my mind with after, but I would really have to whittle down my collection as a whole before I could conceivably keep 2 of a backup. Okay, moving on. Next up we have a picture polish, and this one is Honeymoon. Ooh, this is a very cute, like dark mint shade. And by dark, I just mean it's not quite as white leaning as some of the other minty shades that I have. It's a bit of a deeper, dustier tone. There is a beautiful mix of this larger glass fleck shimmer particle. I'm seeing blues, purples, fuchsias. There's orange and gold as well. That has some beautiful shifts to it, and this is another that we haven't run into before, so this is going to go in the keep pile. That is Picture Polish Honeymoon. Next up, ooh, we've got a Lucky 13, and this one is Once Upon a Dream. Ooh, so that might be from a Disney collection, and this is so beautiful. This is a light to mid-tone blue with a very strong linear flare in that hollow. You have a slightly larger particled shimmer running throughout that is in a fuchsia. This is a beautiful combination. Now, I do need to check and see if I do already own a bottle, but I'm thinking the name just sounds familiar because of the Disney reference, but we are going to check on that. So Once Upon a Dream by Lucky 13 Lacquer is going to go in the to be checked pile. Next up, we have a new to me brand. This is Gloss and Sparkle Nail Polish in Retro Vertigo. So that, it's made in Australia. So yeah, this is a new to me brand for sure. This is a very interesting polish as well. It is in a creamy light to mid-tone green with glitter. There's purple and red glitter in here. This is very unusual. Ooh, it looks really nice on the brush and wand. Look at that. That's going to look really neat on. I wasn't completely sold by the exterior of the bottle, but once you layer the green over these glitters and sort of have that layered look, this is going to look really interesting. And like I said, it's a new to me brand. So if you are familiar with the brand, let me know down below. I have no idea if they are still in business or not, but that was Gloss and Sparkle Retro Vertigo. Next up, we have another picture polish, and this one is called Paradise. Oh wow, this is beautiful. After a good shake, you can see the deeper blurple base around the edges. It's got a very strong green shift in it in that shimmer, plus it's got glitter in a couple of different sizes. I'm seeing fuchsias, some hollow, some red. Wow, very, very unique. I don't think this is one that we've run into, but at the end of this whole series, what I plan on doing is sorting out everything just to make sure that I haven't kept any duplicate bottles by accident. So that is Picture Polish Paradise. Next, we have a pepper pot polish, and this one is called Bright Lights. Ooh, this was from PolishCon in New York from September 2018, and it was an event exclusive. So this one is a very interesting, maybe bronzy gold, almost olive base. It's got a lot of glitter going on. Mainly what I'm seeing is a red, maybe a blue hollow, and a silver metallic. This one is not really calling to me, so I think I will go ahead and destash this one. But that was Pepper Pot's Bright Lights. Next up, we have another picture polish, and this one is called Tail Feather. And this one is a light minty shade, just to compare it to the one that was Honeymoon. I think on camera they're going to look a lot more similar than they are in person. There's definitely a difference. There's more of a deeper dustiness to Honeymoon, whereas there's almost a pinch of yellow in Tail Feather. Just a pinch. And of course there's different shimmers. This is another one that I want to see swatched. I love this family of greens. So Tail Feather by Picture Polish is going in the keep pile. Next up, we've got a Cult Nails, and this is a wax effect top coat. Interesting. So it is called Wax That. That should make for an interesting top coat. I don't think I have a top coat that does that. I know I've got a couple of different matte top coats. I say a couple, a lot of top coats that are matte finishes from many different brands, including mainstreams, but I don't have any that is this wax effect. So I'll have to see how that compares to other matte top coats. But this is going in the keep pile for sure. That is Cult Nails Wax That. Next up, we have a floss gloss, and this one is called Glow Star. And this one is a very white leaning light green, at least on the exterior. Yeah, no, even on the brush. Although I will say on the neck, that has a brighter tint to it. So I'm wondering if maybe it used to be a bit brighter. It's a very interesting color. It's just not speaking to me. I think with my lighter pastels, I want them to at least still look noticeably like the color that they're supposed to be. I do have Essie's, oh, what is that called? It's a very light green one. Cannot think of the name, but it is kind of in the same family where it's very bleached out. But I think with that one, you can still see and tell that it is a green. Whereas this one, I don't know, it's very, very washed out. So I might just go ahead and destash this one anyways, because I do have that Essie. So Floss Gloss Glow Star is going to go in the destash. Can't keep all of them, right? Next up, we have an Emily Damali, and this one is called Folklore. Ooh, this is one of their micro glitter hollows. Actually, I take back the micro glitter. This is like a micro flaky. This is a, no, not a micro flaky. It's like a micro bar glitter. Oh, how cute. Okay, so my camera's completely freaking out, but they're little teeny tiny short bar glitters. I don't think I've ever seen that component before, and it is very, very cute. Very similar to the holographic micro flakies that I really like from like Bee's Knees Lacquer, but these are a distinct different shape. The tone of this polish is a very beautiful teal that leans a bit more green. It is absolutely gorgeous. This should be fairly unique to my collection as well because of the unique component. It is a bit thick, but that should be fixable with a little bit of thinner. But look at that. Oh my goodness. Rainbows galore. So pretty. So this one is definitely going in the keep pile. That is Emily DeMolly's Folklore. Next up we have a Zoya, and this one is called Cassidy, and this one is a very interesting metallic dark green. There's a lot of grayed out silver in this. This is rather intriguing. I will have to see how this one looks swatched. Hopefully you can still tell that there is that green, almost like deep olive. I don't know if olive's quite right. There's a deep green tone to it though, very interesting, and I don't think I have this one. So this is going to go in the keep pile. That is Zoya's Cassidy. Next up we have a Nail Nation 3000, and this one is called Lavender Bliss. And this is a very pretty shade of purple. You've got a load of hollow as well as a pink shimmer throughout. This is, of course, as a purple fan, this is definitely one that I would like to at least see swatched compared to all of the other purples and lavenders that I have in my collection. There's a beautiful amount of twinkles on this one as well. It's a very lovely shade too. Yeah, this is definitely going to go in the keep pile, at least until I can do those swatches and comparisons. So that is Nail Nation 3000, Lavender Bliss. Next up, we've got some battle on this one. Actually, I think we might have even had a broken bottle. That is a shard of glass. Yikes. The seller did go through this and remove stuff like that. So while we are seeing the after effects, we shouldn't be running across any broken bottles. But this one is Love Angeline. And this one is, did you say peppercorn? And this one is a very light gray. I think there's some shimmer in here, but it is very subtle. There it is on the brush. Maybe you can kind of see the shimmer. I mean, like I said, it is very subtle. Yeah, sort of there you're seeing the wash of like a blue. In person, I'm seeing purple. So, I mean, it's interesting, but I've already kept a few very sheer light grays like this. So I think I will go ahead and pass this one along. I'll try to clean up the bottle first. That is Love Angeline. Did you say peppercorn? Next up, we've got a Rescue Beauty Lounge. This one is called Pause. And this one is a beautiful purple. You have a purple on purple with a purple base and a purple shimmer, as well as like a fuchsia micro flaky or a larger particle size in that fuchsia. So this is another beautiful tone of purple. Again, I have a lot of purples, but it is my favorite color. So we will have to do some comparisons and see how this compares to colors already in my collection, but this is really nice. I'm liking the dusty quality that it has to that base. So this is another one that's going to go in the keep pile. That is Rescue Beauty Lounge Pause. Next up, we have another picture polish, and this one is Hussy. And we have another purple. This is slightly berry leaning, and it's got a load of different components in here. We've got micro flakies, a shimmer component, there's pinks and purples, as well as hollow. So there is a lot going on in this one. Very pretty. This tone of purple is another one of my favorites. I do have a lot of favorite shades of purple, but yeah, this is a really pretty one. So this is going to go in the keep pile as well. So that one was Picture Polish Hussy. Next up, we have a Vapid. This one is called Cautiously Optimistic, and it is a magnetic. Okay, so I think I have this one. The name sounds familiar. There we go. There's that magnetic. There we go. Yeah, that is very pretty. I'm going to put this in the do I have it pile just to confirm that I do already own a bottle. If I don't already own it, it will go in the keep pile. If I do, it'll go in the D-stash. So that one was Vapid's Cautiously Optimistic. Next up, we have a Girly Bits, and this one is called Showgirl Plucker. Wow, this is a beautiful color. This is a green leaning, maybe not even a teal, maybe it's just a blue leaning green. It's got a load of glitter in it in a small size, not quite a micro glitter. You've got purples and teals. You've got holographic in there as well. This is beautiful. And I don't think I have this one, so this is going to go in the keep pile. That was Girly Bits Showgirl Plucker. Next up, oh my goodness, this is unusual. This is a different dimension called That's Just Ducky. And this is a very interesting mustard leaning gold. There is some holographic in here. It is a creamier formula. As you can see here, we have some of the white that has separated. Now this is kind of almost prugly leaning. There's a pinch of a green lean to it. This is very unusual. I just don't know that it's really speaking to me. Yellows I am a bit more particular about. I have already kept a couple of unusual shades. One was in the last video. I don't remember who it was by. Maybe it was Topcoats? Yeah, it was Topcoats. It was this one called Absinthe. And I think I like the brighter green tone to it, whereas this one is still pretty much firmly in a mustard family. Yeah, I just don't really see myself reaching for this, so we'll go ahead and destash that one. That's different dimension. That's just Ducky. Next up, we have a Deborah Lippmann, and this one is called Dancing in the Sheets. Ooh, and this is a beautiful deep purple with a very strong blue flash. There's also some magenta or fuchsia that's popping up at certain angles. This is one that doesn't sound familiar, so I probably don't have it. That is a beautiful combination. Very inky and dark, but I think you should still be able to tell that it is a purple on, so that's going to go in the keep pile as well. That one is Deborah Lippmann's Dancing in the Sheets. Next up, oh, okay, we've got another from this brand. We've actually gotten 3 in different bottles. These square ones here that say WP, and there we go, Wicked Polish. There we have it. Mystery solved. So this is Wicked Polish. Now that I know that, I will change that on my spreadsheet. I've been keeping tabs about how many bottles I'm getting from each brand. So now we know what this one is. It is Wicked Polish, and this is Cardiac Arrest. And this one is a red polish with a load of holographic glitters as well as metallic glitters, I think, but they also could be matte. It's kind of hard to tell actually. Now, you probably hear this coming a mile away if you are a regular on my channel. Reds still aren't exactly my favorite. Purples I instantly like nearly 99% of the time, if not flat out 100. I think there are exceptions with the purples, but with reds, I don't know. I am liking more tones of it than I used to, but I am still a little bit particular. This one does seem like it could be pretty interesting on though. This larger glitter size is not something that I think I have in my collection yet, so I at least want to see this swatched. It might not stay in the keep pile once I do some swatches and comparisons, but I think we will add it to the keep pile for now. So that one is Wicked Polish Cardiac Arrest. Next up, we have another Cult Nails, and this one is called Untamed. Now we have unboxed a bottle of this before. I've got one right here in the keep pile, so I don't necessarily need 2, and they basically do seem pretty much identical. I mean, you might get different variations on batches, and you also could get differences based on how old the bottle is in your collection, but I think I'm okay still keeping just the one. So one's staying in my collection and the other's going to go in the D-stash. Next up, we have another picture polish, and this one is called Ultra Violence. And we have another purple. This is a beautiful shade with some glitter in it. You also have some little shards of like a silver holo. This is, of course, another beautiful combination. So this is going to go in the keep pile. That is Picture Polish Ultra Violence. Next up, we have another Rescue Beauty Lounge, and this one is called Missmas. Missmas. And this is another purple. This looks like it is in one of their cream formulas. Oh, this is a beautiful shade. So it is a little bit brighter than I'm seeing on the camera, but it is still a deeper, dustier tone, more like a fall shade. But I am trying to make sure that I have enough colors in my creams to cover any shade that I might need when I'm trying to do some layering or some art, some nail art. So this is going to go in the keep pile, at least until I can do those comparisons that I need to do. So that's Rescue Beauty Lounge Missmas. Next up, ooh, okay, this is that brand that I still can't pronounce. This one is from Illamasqua Vernace. That one, that word just gets me every time. I'm sure by now, every single time this has come up, someone has commented down below in the comments to try and help me pronounce this. However, I am filming a lot of these basically back to back, so I'm still unsure how to pronounce this as of filming. But this one is an Australian brand, and this one is called Pink and Nothing But the Pink. And this one is a red leaning pink. There's some holographic in here as well as I think maybe a shimmer. This one is kind of a, while it is a pink leaning red, it's definitely still in the red family. Also, the base is a red. A lot of the shades of red that I really like, the red component is a shimmer or a glitter, whereas the base is a berry tone or even a purple. So I think I have enough reds that I've been keeping. So this one will go in the D stash. That one was pink and nothing but the pink. Next up, we have an A England, and this one is called Wuthering Heights. Now this is one of those shades of purple that I really like. It is a gray leaning purple or a purple leaning gray. I like to call this chewed up gray bubblegum. This also has some other components in there, a light wash of hollow, but I'm pretty sure I do already own a bottle of this. The name definitely sounds familiar, and I don't think it's just because of the book, the classic book. So this is going to go in the do I have it pile, just to confirm that I do already own a bottle. And then if I do already own a bottle, this one will go in the D stash. So that was A England's Wuthering Heights. Next up, we have one by UNT. This one is number NL065. I think this is a gray cream. Yeah, I've actually been pretty impressed with their brushes for being what I think is a mainstream or maybe a salon brand. Their brush is really nice. It's kind of a like swampy green leaning gray. It's definitely still a gray, but there's this pinch of a swampy, smoky green to it. It's just not speaking to me, so I think we're going to go ahead and put this one in the D stash. That is UNTNL065. Next up, ooh, we've got another Chaos and Crocodiles. I think this might only be the second bottle that we've unboxed in this haul, and this one is called Operation Vegas. Ooh, and we have hollow. This is gorgeous. You have a very strong linear holographic flame in this. Wow. There's also a larger particled shimmer or maybe even a micro flaky in a fuchsia with some purple. Oh my gosh, that flame though. Wow. This is absolutely gorgeous. This shade is in that same family of like berry shades that I really like. So this is going to go in the keep pile as well. Again, I will definitely have to do some comparisons, but for the time being, this is a keeper. I mean, just look at that. Wow. So that's Chaos and Crocodiles Operation Vegas. Next up, we have a Colors by Laro, and this one is High Tide from the Let's Head to the Beach collection 2018. I think I'm reading that right. This is a beautiful summery blue. It is like a sky blue in the base. Then there's a darker blue with a purple shift that I don't think is really coming across as strongly on camera as it is in person. This is a very nice summer shade. I love this tone of blue. Oh yeah, look at that vibrancy. That is really stunning. There I think you can kind of see the shimmer a little bit better. Yeah, there on the brush you can see that purple indigo look from that shimmer a bit better. This is going to go in the collection as well. Now, the name does kind of sound familiar. I want to say we may have unboxed more from the Let's Head to the Beach collection, but you've probably heard me say in other videos from this series, the Colors by Laro is by far and away the most polished from a single brand that I've gotten in this haul. So they have their own basket, and I don't have any way of easily finding out if I already ran into a bottle of this. So this is going to go in the keep pile for now. And then like I mentioned earlier, at the end, I'm going to sort everything to make sure that I didn't end up with any unintentional duplicates. So that is Colors by Laro High Tide going in the keep pile. Next up, we have another from this brand, and this one is called Wild and Free. And this one is a smoky blue. There is a holographic component as well as a brighter shade of dark blue in the shimmer. This is a beautiful one. I like the kind of slate blue color of that base. That is really nice. This is going to go in the keep pile. I think this could make a beautiful fall polish. I was looking over this label a little bit more, and I think this top row might actually be 3 different words. So I think it might be Illitate un vernis. Maybe that's closer. Like I said, I hope I'm not absolutely butchering it. I know I did it the first handful of times for sure, but in any case, that's the brand, and Wild and Free is going in the keep pile. All right, next up we have another Stardust polish, and this one is called Starburst. And this is a really nice shade of like a mid-toned pink. It's got a pinch of like an orchid lean, and it is one of their cream formulas. Yeah, that is really nice. So I know it's hard to keep track of what pinks I will like and not like. Even for myself, my tastes are constantly changing and evolving, and it really does vary widely about day to day sometimes about what I like, but there's definitely a difference between this one and some other pinks that I have destashed, and I'm really liking the tone of this one. There's still enough vibrancy in this to be a color that I really like. So this is going to go in the collection at least until I can do those swatches and comparisons. So that is Stardust Polish Starburst. Next up, we've got a new brand. This one is FNUG, and it is called Flip Flop. So yeah, definitely a new to me brand. I don't know that it's an indie. It might be a mainstream brand. It is in a watermelon coral shade. This is another one that got attacked by another bottle of polish. There we have it on the brush. I think on camera it's coming off a bit more orange. It definitely has that bright watermelon pink lean in that base. This is one though I think I have quite a lot in this color range already, and I'm just not as excited about this as I have been with other colors. I might regret that, but like I said, at the end I am going to do one more go through that destash just to make sure that I haven't changed my mind on anything. But that was our first bottle from this brand, FNUG, and that is Flip Flop. Ooh, I see a hair polish. This is another brand that I have been super excited to find because they don't make polish anymore. And these with the little hair cutouts on them are their older bottles. And this one is called Medusa Luminosa. Ooh, this is very unusual. The base is kind of a smoky slate green, and look at all the components. Wow. There's blue micro flakies. There's maybe purple micro glitters. I think I'm seeing a golden gleam in there as well. I mean, there's a lot going on. Let's see this one on the brush. See if I can't pinpoint anything else. Oh yeah, there's a lot going on in here. I'm definitely seeing like a little golden twinkle. Has a pinch of a green lean to it. Those indigo blue flakies that you're seeing on the brush are just gorgeous. Now, some of those could be glitters as well. This one definitely, I think, needs to be swatched to be really appreciated about all of the different things that are in it, but this is one I'm pretty sure I don't have. So Hair Polish Medusa Luminosa is going in the keep pile. Next up, we have one from Love Angeline, and this one is Hottie Totty. And this one seems to be a deep charcoal jelly with a load of silver, green, and purple large particle shimmers, or maybe even micro flakies. Now, this kind of polish is definitely, yeah, this one actually is a black jelly base, so definitely in that family of colors that I have been destashing quite a lot of. I have been keeping still a few here and there, but usually polishes that have that extra special flair. And while this is very beautiful, I'm just not sure I would reach for it. So this is going to go in the destash. That is Love Angeline's Hottie Totty. Next up, ooh, we have a Jindy Nails. I think this is another brand that doesn't make polish anymore, and we've only unboxed, I think, one other bottle from this brand in this haul. This one is called Blue and Green's Love Child. Ooh, and it was a Leroy exclusive for a box indeed. Very nice. So this is a really beautiful teal. You have hollow in here, I think in a couple of different kinds. The effect that the overall polish has, that sort of a soft diffused look, I think might be the smaller hollow, but then over here you can see some larger particles that are a silver hollow as well. This is really pretty, and I don't think this is one that I have. In fact, I'm fairly confident it is not one I have, so this one is going to go in the keep pile. That is Jindy Nails Blue and Green's Love Child. Next up, we have a square hue, and this one is called Ipanema, and this one is a yellow, a pretty bright, deep, sunshiny yellow, and it's got a load of large particle shimmer in there. I'm seeing yellow and I think an orange. Now, again, yellows I am a bit particular on, and I have been keeping some, but I definitely don't need to keep all of them. I am more particular about the shade, and this one's just not really speaking to me, so I think I will go ahead and destash this one. So that is Ipanema. Next up, we have another picture polish, and this one is Dorothy. Now, based on the name, I'm pretty sure they were going for a ruby slipper look, and this one is a slightly pink-leaning red full of sparkles. So I'm mainly seeing a silver glitter, but you can definitely see a red glitter in there as well. Now this kind of a polish, I have kept a few in the same, let's say, idea. It's gotten a little bit globby. So I have kept a few in this idea or concept of a polish. This one though is different enough. You can see those pink sparkles. That is, I believe, actually I was going to say that might be the silver holographic or the silver glitters covered with the red jelly base, but I think maybe there's a pink component in here. I'm curious enough to hold on to this. I was going to de-stash this one, but I think we're going to hold on to it and see how it compares to the other reds that I've kept. So that is Picture Polish Dorothy. Next up, we have a Glitter Food Fix a Flat. Interesting. So this doesn't say what brand it's from, but this is neat because this might be one of the first glitter smoothers, which I hadn't really heard of until the last, I don't know, maybe year or year and a half. So this is interesting. I'd be very curious to know which brand this might have come from, but it is a Glitter Food Fix a Flat. So that's going to go in the keep pile as well. I'll have to see how it compares to other brands that I do have, because I think at this point I have at least 3 different glitter smoothers in my collection. But that was a Glitter Food Fix a Flat. Next up, we have a Colors by Leroux, and this one is called Yes, I Am the Tooth Fairy. Ooh, this is a beautiful one. We have a white crelly base with some silver holographics and a very strong pink larger shimmer particle. This is one that I know we haven't run into before, and I definitely want to at least see how this one would swatch, because this looks like it would be beautiful. I don't know if some of those sparkles are going to come through on camera, but I think you can kind of see that pink glow. So this is going to go in the keep pile as well. That one is Colors by Leroux, Yes, I Am the Tooth Fairy. Next up, we have a Zoya Pixie Dust. Ooh, I like their Pixie Dust lines. This one is called Solange. Either that or it's a G. I'm second guessing myself, but I think it's supposed to be Solange. This one is a gold. It has the Pixie Dust formula. There is a large shimmer particle in there, or even a micro flaky. Now it is gold, so I'm trying to decide if this is one that I could see myself reaching for, and I think I'm okay with other gold toppers that I have, because this is specifically the Pixie Dust line. I just don't know that I would reach for it, so we're going to put that one in the de-stash. That is Zoya's Solange. Next up, we have one from Picture Polish, and this one is Orbit. Ooh, this is a beautiful purple. Look at the twinkles from whatever's in there. I think it's a micro glitter. Wow, that is really gorgeous. Let's see that one on the brush. Oh yeah, that is so twinkly. Yeah, I think those might be a micro glitter. This is another that I'm pretty sure we don't have yet, so this is going to go in the keep pile as well. That is Picture Polish Orbit. Next up, ooh, we've got a Femme Fatale. This one also has no name. That seems to be a very common thing. This one is a silver with a load of particles in there. I'm seeing silver holographic. There's also a shimmer that is, I think, a gold, like an orangish gold. This is very, very pretty. I'm curious how this would compare to some of the other silvers that I've kept. This has a lot more goodies in it than the others that I've kept, that I know. So the tone-wise is more what I'm curious about, but I think I will go ahead and hold on to this one. This looks like it could be just absolutely amazing on. So I will have to double check and see if it's one that I own or not, but without a name, it's kind of hard to do that. I'll have to do a little bit of research on that, but that's going to go in the keep pile. That is an unknown Femme Fatale. Next up, we have a Pepper Pot Polish, and this one is called Granite Waves. And this one is an ever so slightly purple-leaning gray. There's also a pretty strong red shimmer in it, which might be kind of hard to see on camera, but I think you can see some of the twinkles there. Now, this is one I'm pretty sure I don't own yet. That is a very nice color, though. Yeah, this is definitely one I want to at least swatch and compare to any other colors I have in this range. This is one of my favorite shade ranges in anything that mixes a purple with a gray. I love that tone. So this is going to go in the keep pile. That is Pepper Pot's Granite Waves. Next up, ooh, we've got an Emily Damali. This one is called Hole in the Sky. Look at that. So let's see. It seems like it might be a bit dried out. Let's see. Let's see if it is. Oh yeah, it's a bit on the gloopy side, but I will put this in the Can I Fix It pile because I would love to see this one swatched. Look how beautiful that mix is. It is this ever so slightly purple leaning light blue, so a very light periwinkle. You have a bunch of different components in here. I'm seeing silver holographic, white matte, more silver hollow there, or maybe even silver metal. I'm not really sure what that is because that definitely is a different texture. There's some smaller holographic and some smaller purple matte glitters. This is a very, very cute mix, and actually it's still soft enough on the inside that I can still shake it up. So definitely one I think I can save with a little bit of thinner. So that's going in the can I fix it pile, just to remind myself that I do need to add some thinner to that. But that was Emily DeMolly's Hole in the Sky. Next up, we have a Deborah Lippmann. This one is called Wicked Game, and this one I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, I'm pretty positive I have this one, so we're going to just put this one in the D-stash. It is a really neat multi-chromatic shimmer. Mainly, I'm seeing gray, green, and purple. So this one is going to go in the D-stash. That is Deborah Lippmann's Wicked Game. Next up, we have one from Stardust Polish, and this one is called Blooming Dahlia. This is an interesting sort of yellow leaning peach. There is some hollow in here as well as a red shimmer. Now this is one I don't know that I'll be keeping. This is kind of pretty similar to my own skin tone, if not some a bit yellower. So yeah, I think I will go ahead and de-stash this one. I definitely prefer my peaches to be more in the orange side of things as opposed to a yellow. So this is going to go in the D-stash. That's Stardust Polish Blooming Dahlia. Next up, ooh, we've got a little bit of leakage going on, dried leakage, but this one is another picture polish called Warning. And this one I think is going to go in the Can I Fix It pile as well. I mean, I know it's fixable, but I definitely need to add some thinner to that. But look at that beautiful blue flash. This is a stunning purple as well, and one that I don't think I have yet either. So this is going to go in that Can I Fix It pile with that Emily DeMolly. That was Picture Polish Warning. Next up, ooh, we've got a purple from Butter London. This one is called Giddy Kipper. This is a beautiful grapey purple with a pinch of a blue lean. There are some subtle shimmers in here as well, I think mainly in a silver. This is one that I could definitely see myself reaching for, and it's another I don't think I have, so that's going to go in the keep pile. That is Butter London's Giddy Kipper. Next up, here we go. Here's one of those Illamasquas. This one is called Purity, and this is another light peach shade. Now this is definitely more saturated than the Stardust polish was, but still not quite as saturated as I prefer my peaches to be. So this is going to go in the D-stash as well. That one is Illamasqua's Purity. Next up, we have another Love Angeline. This one is called Parisian Jewel, and this one is a very light lilac shade, very, very light. There is a lot of white in here. In fact, I think on camera it's coming off looking more of a gray. There is some shimmer in here that is a green, blue, and maybe a bit of pink. It is a little more on the subtle side. There it is on the brush. Hopefully you can see a little bit more of that purple tone. So this is a very soft, delicate color. I think I want to at least see how this one would swatch on the nail. See if it might be saturated enough in this very light lilac shade to actually look like a lilac on, as opposed to a dusty, sort of a muddled color, which is why I actually recently got rid of one of my China glazes. It seemed very cute, potentially, but on me it just looked like this muddy gray, undecided color. So hopefully this one actually looks like a lilac on, and we'll go from there after I swatch it. So that was Love Angeline's Parisian Jewel. Next up, we have another Colors by Leroux, and this one is called Scrape the Grill. It was a group custom from 2019, and this is a beautiful evergreen shade. There is a load of holographic in here. This is a very nice shade. I'll have to see how this compares to other greens that I have been keeping. I do really like these evergreen tones of polish, so this will go in the keep pile, and then we'll have to compare this one to all of the other dark greens that I have in the holographic range. But for the time being, it's going to go in the keep pile. So that's Colors by Leroux, Scrape the Grill. Next up, we have a serum number 5, and this is called Ultraviolet. Ooh, this is a beautiful shade. This is a lovely violet shade of purple. You have some subtle shimmer. You can see some of that settled here, which actually, maybe that's a micro glitter in kind of a periwinkle shade. This should be really nice. Let's see, I don't really see too much of that on the in the rest of the bottle, but I think it is in there. It's a little bit of a subtle addition. Yeah, we'll have to see how that one ends up swatching. Even if it does end up looking like a cream, this is a very nice shade. So this is going to go in the keep pile as well. That is Serum number 5 Ultraviolet. Next up, ooh, we've got another Colors by La Roe. This one is called Temptation. And this is a very nice berry shade. This has that deep kind of cranberry look to it. It has some holographic and a large particle golden shimmer that you can see nicely on camera. This is definitely going in the keep pile as well. I love this shade range of colors, so I will have to do comparisons of all of the other ones that I've kept in this color family, but for the time being, this is going to go in the keep pile. That is Colors by La Roe Temptation. Next up, we have a Vapid, and this one has also seen some battle with some polish. This one is called, I'm actually not sure. It might be Oct something Cadelic. I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to clean some of this off to read what that says, but it is a very beautiful polish. It is in a kind of a mix between a berry shade and a grapey purple. There is a load of these green iridescent flakies. There's also some indigo ones in there as well, and a very strong red shimmer. This is definitely one I want to at least find out if I own it or not. Oh yeah, this one has definitely seen some battle. There it is on the brush though. Yeah, that is stunning. So this is going to go in the to be checked pile. I will have to clean off that label and see if I can't figure out what the name might be. But that is a really pretty Vapid going in the to be checked pile. Next up we have another Stardust polish, and this one is called Rochelle. Ooh, this is a nice shade of green. This is kind of like a light forest green. It has a hollow component as well as a golden shimmer. This actually should be pretty unique to my collection as far as a green goes. So this is definitely going in the keep pile. That is Stardust Polish Rochelle. Next up, we have a Tonic. This is another brand that I've been super excited to find. This one though is First Kiss, and I know I already have a bottle of this. In fact, we already found another bottle of this in the last video, and I did add that to the D-stash as well. It is a really beautiful polish. It is a more of a grapey version of that chewed up grape bubblegum. Not quite as much gray as some of the other colors that I call that. This one also has a very strong green shimmer, but as I told myself with the first one, I don't think I need 2 bottles. So we'll see how that goes, how strong and firm I stand that. But this is going to also go in the D-stash. That is Tonic's First Kiss. Next up, we have another from My 10 Friends in a completely different bottle. So the My 10 Friends that we found before came in bottles like this. So I wonder if maybe this was their original bottle and then they later on changed to their little alien logo on the front. But we have another from that brand. That's exciting. So this is My 10 Friends Earthlings in Love. And this is an interesting pink polish. It does need a bit of a shake, but you have a beautiful bright summer pink with a very fun mix of glitters in these red irregular shapes, I think anyways, based on that one there. But you've also got shards of silver holographic. There's silver holographic glitters, a pink shimmer. This is very interesting. Oh wow, look at that one. Holy moly. So yeah, this is one I at least want to see swatched. It's definitely unusual in my collection, and again, I'm very excited to have found another from this brand. So this is going to go in the keep pile. That was My 10 Friends Earthlings in Love. Next up, we have another Illamasqua. This one is called Cameo, and this is beautiful creamy color. This kind of reminds me of like maybe a dustier version of Sally Hansen's Pacific Blue. I would be very curious to see how this one compares, but this is a kind of color that I really enjoy on. It's a bit brighter on camera than I feel like it is in person. It's got that pinch of a periwinkle tone. This is another one that of course I don't have, considering I didn't own any from this brand prior to this haul. So this is definitely going in the keep pile. That is Illamasqua's Cameo. Next up, ooh, we have another hair polish. This one is Electric Flame. Ooh, this is a beautiful bright orange in a jelly base. You've got a load of these blue to indigo flakies in an iridescent finish. Then you've got these little teeny tiny red sparkles in there. This is beautiful. So we'll have to see if this ends up being a bit on the sheer side. Given that there's a lot of components in here, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think this could look gorgeous over a cream to sort of give myself that boost in opacity that I would like in this type of a color. So this is definitely going in the keep pile. That is Electric Flame from Hair Polish. Next up, we have another Colors by Leroux. This one is called Hello, 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 and it came out in Polish Pickup for March 2019. Nice. So this is a really beautiful shade of blue. Ooh, and look at all that. So on that side of the bottle, you can see the shimmer and the flakies where they've settled. You've got these beautiful iridescent flakies and a strong green flash. I mean, just look at that. Wow. There's also some pink and purple in that shimmer, which I don't know if that's going to come through on camera or not. But that is absolutely gorgeous. So this is definitely going in the keep pile. I don't think I have this one. That's Colors by Leroux. Hello, hello, hello. All right, that brings us to 60 bottles. Let's go ahead and do 5 more to close out part number 29 of this series. Let's do this one. Ooh, this one is, I think, a new to me brand. Lush Lacquer, and it is called Bubble Yummy. So I definitely think that is a new to me brand, unless of course this was relabeled. This could have been an older labeling from this brand, but I don't know that I've seen that brand before. If you have, definitely let me know down below. This is a really pretty polish though, that deep grungy purple, and look at those glitters. You have these teal holographic glitters. There's also some smaller holographic silver glitters, as well as some shards. That is going to be a really interesting and unique mix. There it is, a little bit more mixed up. Yeah, this is definitely going in the keep pile. This should be really unique to my collection as well. So that is Lush Lacquer's Bubble Yummy. Next up, we have another picture polish, and this one is called Shy Violet. Ooh, this is a beautiful shade of purple. You have, I think, some subtle components in there. You can see those little white speckles. So I'm curious how this one is going to swatch, but even just this color is really beautiful. So this is going to go in the keep pile as well. That is Picture Polish Shy Violet. Next up, we have another A. England, and this one is called St. George. Interesting. I wonder why that had tape on it. I'm not sure. It does have a little bit of leakage going on, but this one is a beautiful green holo. A. England has a beautiful holo formula. I think the name kind of sounds familiar, so we're going to put that in the Do I Have It pile, and we'll check on that. So that was A. England's St. George. All right, 2 more. Let's do this one. I think this is another new to me brand. This is Daily Lacquer, and this is called the Green Fairy. This is a very unusual shade. It has some green in the shimmer, but the base reminds me of a very soft yellow gold. There's also a gold holographic glitter in here. So yeah, I don't know, right off the bat, I just don't know that I see myself reaching for this. It is predominantly a yellow. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and put this one in the D-stash. Hopefully we can run into more from this brand though. So that was Daily Lacquer's The Green Fairy, going in the D-stash. All right, 1 more to close it out. Let's do this one. Ooh, we've got a cupcake polish, and this one is called Look Who's Stalking Now. And this is a light blue leaning green. There is a load of holo in here, as well as a like micro flaky. I don't know if you can see those twinkling away. That is in a very light green as well. This is a very beautiful color, kind of in the same family as some mints, maybe a bit bluer leaning. So I am curious about how this one would compare to other colors I have kept. Plus it's cupcake polish, and I really like that brand, and the name does not sound familiar, so I don't think I have it yet. So that's going to go in the keep pile as well. That is Cupcake Polish Look Who's Stalking Now. And there we have it. That is 65 bottles for part number 29. Let me know down below which ones were your favorites. I think for me, it's got to be those hair polishes, but I'm also really excited about this gloss and sparkle, because this seems like a really, really unique polish. Oh, and the Illamasquas. That is another one that I was really excited about because, like I said, I didn't own any prior to this haul. So very excited to be able to add some to my collection. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at the beautiful polish. Hopefully you guys have been having a good time. If you're new, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.